This amendment will keep Michigan's partial birth abortion ban on the books. The Democrats' repeal of partial birth abortion is an issue that has perplexed me since these bills were first introduced. In the first version of these bills, the House bill did repeal Michigan's partial birth abortion ban. Then a Senate version was introduced, and we voted on that bill in this chamber that did not repeal the partial birth abortion ban. Now here we are again, and this time, for what is the final bill going to the governor's desk to become law, is a repeal of Michigan's partial birth abortion ban. I'm struggling greatly to understand why this law is being repealed and why Democrats have gone back and forth on this ban. I at first thought it might be because the Infant Protection Act is still in state law, and that seems to be a duplicative law to the partial birth abortion ban. However, after looking more into it, the Infant Protection Act was struck down in a court case and is now unenforceable. There is a federal law prohibiting the partial birth abortion, but eliminating the state law and leaving only federal law in place creates issues. First off, the federal government could change their law and remove any ban of partial birth abortion whatsoever. Additionally, relying only on federal law monumentally weakens enforcement. No state can be forced to enforce federal law. So if a partial birth abortion in this state were to be performed and this state law is not on the books, we might very well have to rely on a federal prosecutor to elect to take the case. I do not understand what the policy objective is here. I would greatly appreciate it if someone could explain to the people of Michigan why repealing our state's ban on partial birth abortion is necessary. One may argue that this procedure rarely happens, but that does not mean that we should not have a law prohibiting it. Many of our state laws criminalize conduct that rarely happens. That is the whole point. Making rare but reprehensible conduct illegal is part of why we have criminal laws in the first place. I cannot fathom anyone saying this procedure should be allowable. This is a procedure where a child is delivered, so part of their body is out of their womb, and their brains are sucked out, and its head is crushed. Repealing this law is entirely unjustified and barbaric. I encourage my colleagues to support my amendment to ensure Michigan's partial birth abortion ban remains in state law. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to just clarify a statement that's been made. Partial birth abortion is different than, at least in the D&E legislation that we have voted on in past terms, which I'm proud to have supported. But D&E abortion is different. We're talking about partial birth abortion where a child is partially outside of the womb. It's a different procedure than the D&E abortion that was discussed earlier, and I think that's a distinction that needs to be made. Thank you, Mr. President.